Hey loves, welcome to my channel. It's your girl at Fashion with Aisha here. I'm back with another video. I'm sure by now all of you have saw the viral clip of Simone Biles and her husband, and he's on a sports podcast discussing how he met Simone Biles and how they matched on the Raya, which is the dating app for it's an exclusive dating app. You have to be invited or know someone to get on the app. And he's saying how she reached out to him first. She met him physically, like she drove to his area to meet for the first date, and how she was the one pursuing him, and he is the prize and the catch in their relationship. And if you live under a rock and you're not on social media much, but hey, you're here on YouTube, thanks for watching again. You might not have seen the clip, and to be honest, I haven't seen the clip in its totality as well. So I'd like to view the clip to gather my full response that I want to make to the clips that I've seen. Let's watch it together.
Pretty red dimes as we are. How in the hell did you pull Simone Biles?
Hey, Chad, I wanted to tell him, he talking about being looked over. Now when the right people look at you, you know what I'm saying? How did you do that, bro?
Man, it's really how she pulled me, man. That's the question.
Oh,
man.
Lord Jesus, now you with Freddie. Now it's back. now you
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, organic story, man. So I just got to Houston. I probably have been in Houston 7 months. I was single at the time, so I'm just living, being me and myself. And COVID had just hit, but I had just went to Arizona, and one of my boys are like, "Hey, man, you gotta check out this app, And I'm like, "I'll check it out." Like, what is it? It was called Raya at the time. So basically, it's like the dating app, but you have to go through certain like criteria to make sure that you're who you are. So literally, have been on the app for a couple of days, man, and it's like she pops up, and I'm like, let me see what this is. Gymnastics. I ain't never, I never really paid attention to gymnastics, so it piqued my curiosity, So I'm like, okay, I see what's up. I swiped her, and it said we matched, so I'm just like, okay, so I'm gonna see what's up. So I go do my workout, and I come back, and I get I had some likes on my Instagram, and I'm like, oh, this might be it. I'm like, okay. So I see what's up, and then I still waited. I'm like, man, I'm gonna wait till I, take a shower and everything. Then I come back to my phone, and then she messages me on the app, like, hey, you know what I mean? And I'm, man, it's gotta be fake. Like, I don't know. I didn't know who she was at the time, but like the first thing that I saw was that she just had a bunch of followers. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, she gotta be good. I promise you, I'm a real life story. When she won the Olympics, I was in college, and we didn't have NBC, we didn't have Olympic channels, and we're in camp. Late July, early August. So I'm not paying attention to, so I never would have had a moment to where I would have watched, like,
John, I'm gonna let you finish your story, man. Continue.
He sounds like an idiot.
Like I was saying, man, she messaged me. This was like a Tuesday, and we texted back and forth, and then we hung out Friday, man. And, we couldn't do much as COVID happened. Everything was shut down. So
she's there. She's in the room, by the way.
She lived in the suburbs, so she had to drive about 45 minutes to me.
Oh my
the rest is history, man.
So you was really the catch in.
I always say we the man that catch, man. I always say we the catch, man.
Yeah, so she really booked you.
She did, though.
Here's what you said.
I was fighting it. So
in truth, if I say this out loud, was Jonathan Owens ain't really want Simone Biles. Is what you're saying.
At the time, I'm not gonna say that.
That's what you're saying.
I was afraid. I was afraid to commit. I'm like, man, this is my third year. I'm trying to. I'm like, it's kind of early. But like I said, man, it happened when you least expected. And we hung out, man. It was like we hit it off instantly. We just laughed the whole night. Man, played. Look, go ahead.
I really want to talk about football.
Did he pay the bill?
Did you tell her you didn't know who she was?
Actually, my question to her was like, "Who's your competition?" I didn't know nothing about gymnastics, so I'm just asking.
Nobody.
Yeah, and that's what she's like. She told me like myself. That's the most vivid memory I have of that. She was like myself.
Period.
I'm like, nah, for real. Like, who do you compete
You're your
with?
greatest
She's like,
competition.
Myself. Because most of the time it comes down to if I mess up or not. And I'm like, and the moment where I knew she was the real deal, we were going to. I think she had a gym invitational.
No,
we Milk.
Milk and cookies before that.
Yo, went to get milk and cookies, and
Cookie spot Houston, the #1 rated cookie spot.
#1 rated cookie spot, and it was so many. I think it was like a Sunday we went. It was all these moms, and they're there with their kids, and we walked past, and everybody stopped and just kids are like shaking, and it's like, oh my god, and I'm like.
You thought it's because you thought you were fine.
Man, nah. That's funny. They asked me, they like, here, can you take this picture? I'm like.
So, Jay, what you're doing right now is
That is
confirming
not good.
that she is actually the best in the world at flipping the script.
She flipped.
She shot her shot.
She did though. Because if she wouldn't have messaged me, chances are, like I probably wouldn't have. I probably was just mine would have went somewhere else.
Oh my God, this is terrible.
But she messaged me, and I mean, like I said, the rest is history, man.
Honestly, in truth, Simone Biles is lucky. Because she took a chance. She lucky.
This is
she wouldn't have all that.
terrible.
Jonathan said she wouldn't have all that.
Hey, now.
Because he ain't had time.
Jonathan,
Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
Alright.
It matched. I was just the first to message. As soon as I clicked, ooh, I like him, it matched. So he had already liked my profile, which that means
She
I was
always
just the
say
first.
we match
No,
first.
maybe we matched, but I was the first to message.
He's trying to argue who matched first.
Yeah, she wasn't scared.
He is
Like,
trifling.
and I know what I want.
y'all are young newlyweds. Don't let people bring that shit in y'all house. Don't do that.
I'm not trying to bring them shit nowhere, Freddie. This man's a hell of a safety.
With the new Domino's rewards, you earn free
Okay. That was a lot to take in. Okay, so where to begin? Tons of red flags. He's screaming, I'm insecure in my relationship. I'm jealous of her popularity and fandom. I am I think I'm more attractive than her. And she was never my type, but I gave her the time of day because she kept pursuing me. That's what I got from that clip. And it's concerning because that is going to create, from my opinion, I'm not married, I'm not a celebrity, and I'm not a professional athlete. But from my opinion, as a girl who wants a life with a man who's a provider, who's a leader, who's confident, a bit egotistical to be honest, and someone who is not going to be insecure or ashamed to be with someone like me who has a lot of personality, who's able to speak for themselves, who's confident. I would not want a partner who is intimidated by that. And that's what it seems like he is. Because he's mentioned how he was taken aback when people asked him to take photos of them with Simone Biles and not him. He said that he wasn't really interested in talking and messaging her. So he said he kept fighting it. I kept fighting it. So that means he kept ignoring her. He kept spinning her, meaning like he was making sure that he wouldn't ever have the time of day for her, or kept saying that, oh, I'll see you soon, or oh, we'll do this day, and kind of making it hard for her to get into contact with him or see him in person. He had her to meet him 45 minutes away from where she was for their first date. And I'm wondering, did he even pay for the date? If I had to guess, I would say no. They probably went 50-50. And it's crazy because we don't know his name. We know Simone Biles. We know she's the most decorated gymnast. We know she's won the most world championships for gymnastics. We know she's created levels and heights in gymnastics that the people who are over the whole gymnastics league had to change rules and make it so she can't do certain tricks because it's too dangerous for the other competitors. She's that good. And who are you? Talk about I'm the catch and I always think men are the catch. it seems like to me, like I said this, ladies, this is why I don't encourage or suggest for you to date athletes who were athletes since they were young, men, unless they were confident and in the sense of they are fine with their ladies being popular and being strong and having their own independent life. He seems like the one who was always told, it's okay if you missed your exam, here, we'll help you make it up. Or it's okay if you were late to school, no big deal. You're playing on the team tonight, and so we're going to make sure it's as stress-free as possible. Or his parents or family were always coddling him and giving him whatever he wanted and kind of telling him when he was younger never to do too much for a woman because they should be doing stuff for you. And he was probably raised in the way to think that he is really the prize. And that is concerning and scary for whoever he gets with, because he's completely putting himself in the feminine role of the relationship. And he is the man, and he's supposed to be protecting and providing for Simone, but he thinks he's the one who should be protected and provided for, not her. And that's crazy. And what I'm thinking about this is that if I had to think, Simone Biles, she is a professional athlete. She's an Olympic gold medalist. She's a gymnast. Usually girls, women, from my experience of knowing some people who were trying to become professional athletes and they were in gymnastics, they have tight schedules. They are, what word do I want to use? They have tight schedules and they are sheltered. They have training in the morning. They have weightlifting in the afternoon. They have tutoring class and studying during the day. They have to work on their routine at night. They have team practice on this time of day, They have physical therapy at this time of day. These people don't have time to really get into socializing as much as the average middle schooler, high schooler, because they were seriously working all day, training all day, and the times that they really did have time to socialize, they were usually with their teammates. They didn't even really get to experience a lot of the social activities that the typical girl does going throughout middle school and high school. So what I'm thinking is that Simone Biles, if we had to guess, I don't know her at all. I don't follow her on social media, so I'm not sure how she is in her social life. But if I had to guess, I would say that Simone Biles probably missed out on a lot of socially developmental milestones growing up. So for her, this relationship is probably her most serious relationship she's ever been in. Well, it's a marriage, okay? So I'm not saying that a marriage shouldn't be your most serious relationship. I'm saying that she's probably never been in a serious, committed relationship before this marriage. I'm thinking she probably has never had too many heartbreaks. I've never had a heartbreak either. But I've gotten some stupid situations enough to know when a situation is not going to benefit me. And what I want to say is that I think she is kind of experiencing her first high school romance at her age because she's probably behind socially. I don't know. This is just me guessing and looking into and kind of taking in everything that we know about gymnasts and their schedules. I think now that she's got more time, she's older, she's accomplished a lot, so she's probably thinking, now I'm ready to explore this part of my life that I always missed because I had to train. He, on the other hand, as we know, most athletes have always been in relationships throughout middle school, even up to college and through their professional careers. They've always been dating because women were chasing them, like he said. He's used to women chasing him because to a lot of younger women, he's deemed as attractive. And unfortunately, when a lot of young women and some older women still date by attractiveness. They don't date by stability. They don't date by character values. They don't date by how my life will be with you in 10 years if I decide to get in a committed relationship with you. So it seems like he's used to women chasing him, so he's always had this problem. So it's nothing new. What he's saying right now is not something out of this world for men like him, because they are used to women messaging them, blowing up their Instagram likes, trying to get their attention. They're used to women DMing them. They're used to women matching with them first. Sorry, y'all. I had to get Coco out of here because that girl, I don't know what she was doing. Maybe because I'm talking and she wanted me to give her attention. I don't know, but that was distracting. So I had to get her out of here. But I was saying how Simone Biles' husband, Mr. Biles, he is used to this behavior from women. So it was nothing new from her, even though to us, she is a huge athlete. She's probably one of the best athletes she is one of the best athletes that we've ever known, that has ever become a professional athlete. When you think of professional athletes, you think of Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Michael Phelps, Lance Armstrong, Serena Williams, Simone Biles. Those are the people that if you had to name 10 top professional athletes, those are the people that are definitely going to be on your list. And she is on that list. Who is he? We don't know. And that is now that he's how big of a person she is, because he's acting like he didn't know who she was at first. And that's kind of concerning as well, because I personally don't want to be with a man who is slow in the sense of doesn't know anything. Just because you were in a summer camp for football during one of the Olympic activities she participated in means that you don't know who Simone Biles is. And she's been in this sport for years now. She has made national news millions of times. She's a global phenomenon because of how many activities and new tricks and flips and events she's created. That's concerning to not know who she was, because that means you don't know any global historical national facts. She's America's princess in the sense of sports. Like, come on, are you kidding? I wouldn't want to be with someone anyways who wouldn't know that. That's like saying I didn't know who Michael Jordan was because I didn't watch sports. I don't watch sports, but I have family who do. And if we're having conversation, I would like to know a little something to partake in the topic. Like, come on, seriously. And another thing I want to add to this topic is she is probably going to stay in this relationship at least for some time being, because she is either digmatized, she is either extremely in lust and infatuation with him, and he is probably not knowingly kind of manipulating her. And she's allowing it because she's in this relationship free willingly, what it appears. Again, all this is speculation, all this is an opinion. None of this is fact. None of this is based on me knowing the individuals at hand. But the thing about celebrities is we can use them as examples for our own relationships. Women, we need to stop approaching men. They keep saying it online. If you see us and you want to speak with us, approach us, because we're too afraid and we don't want to bother you and we don't want to seem like we're sexual assaulters or sexual harassers, blah, 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 this. They keep coming up with all these excuses. No, y'all are just insecure and you all don't have confidence to come and approach a beautiful woman or a lady that you may be intimidated by. If you don't have the confidence, you don't have the self-esteem, then move along. We don't want to be with someone who's going to flinch because someone is asking to take a picture with the other individual in the relationship because they are a celebrity. You might be a professional athlete, but does that make you a celebrity? I would beg to differ. We are not supposed to be the one chasing the men. It doesn't work, and that's why they blow it up and blast it. Every time we see a situation of a woman chasing the guy, they blast it online, they blast it in an interview, they blast it in their book, their documentary, because it's so absurd and odd that they want to share it, because it's either comforting sharing it. Two, they're trying to seek that, maybe trying to make other people agree with the notion that the man is the prize, and that, yes, I really didn't even want to be with her, but she pressured me so hard that I gave in. So I guess I really am that man. Like, I guess that really is me. And I'm thinking of the lady who was in that movie where she was trying to escape the police, and her man said on, what was it, Saturday Night Live, The Tonight Show, he said, I don't even know his name. See, this is another incident where we know the woman, but we don't know the man. Jodie Turner-Smith, beautiful. I think she's from the UK. She apparently proposed to her soon-to-be ex-husband, because they are getting a divorce. What do you know? She proposed to him, and he said he accepted, and they got married. What? I saw another viral video of a lady proposing, and she said how she went to his mom, his sister, and asked for their brother, her daughter, her husband, or her son's hand in marriage. And she said they all gave her the green light. So then she got their whole family and friends together, and she proposed to him in front of everyone. Was no one in the room her real friend or family? Because I would be damned if I saw of someone that I quote unquote loved proposing to a man in front of me. I would have cut the cameras, cut the show, turn the mics off, get your ass back in this room, and let's have a chat, because this is not happening. This is not how it's going to go down in your relationship. You are always going to be the one chasing him. You are never going to get that role switch. How you start is how you finish. You even, they say when you are married, you still have to keep doing things to make the man chase you, because you don't ever want them to think they got you, because they really you never want them to think that, because you don't want them to start slipping and slacking and trying to get away and trying to wiggle and make more room. And no, you want them on it at all times. There is no room for slipping up. You are checking everything, and if of course it's going to be a sweet, cute, and feminine way, but we're not going to be letting things slide. Because once you start letting things slide, your man is going to go on TV on a public platform and say how you chased him and he was fighting it. I was fighting it. I was like, no. This is really not my type. She doesn't really look like the woman I would really want to be with. This is not who I was wanting to get married with. But, I decided, why not? She's Simone Biles. I wonder what other reasons he decided to get with her, because this is crazy. Ladies, if you want to date an athlete of fine, what you think is fine, can we just get over that first off? Can we get over dating men only for attractiveness? What is him being attractive going to do? And have you ever thought, what if a terrible accident happened and ruined his face, and you only got with him because he was attractive or he was tall? It's not practical. To me, it's shallow, one, and two, it's not resourceful. His looks aren't going to do much for you personally. I mean, they may make him more money if he's a model or he gets advertisements or he's going into acting. But is he going to spend that money on you? Is he going to invest that money on you and to help you build your business and your future and give it to your kids? Is that what's going to happen? If so, then okay. But if it's just for him to make the money, I don't see the point in dating someone who's attractive just because they're attractive. You need to date someone who is uglier than you, because you never want them to think that they are the prize. You always want them to keep going after you and trying to win your love, devotion, and attention, you never want to be always available. What the heck? I've told y'all this before. You don't ever go and meet a guy for the first date. He needs to come to you. And I've actually said this recently. I did go back on the dating app for, what month was it? It's probably like between October, the month of October. Yes, I went on probably about 20 first dates in October. It was a thing. But side note, get off the dating apps. No, don't do it. But they went on a dating app, right? And he said that she drove 45 minutes to him for their first date. I told the guys when I was on the dating app, I am not meeting you outside of a 5-mile radius from my house. And they complied. Every guy booked a reservation within 5 miles from my home because I'm not driving far away. And I only said 5. I probably said 5 to 10 because I would like to get the upscale restaurants in. There's only so many quality restaurants in my 5 to 10 mile radius. So if I extended it, if I extended it too far, then that's driving too far. But if I kept it just like a 2-mile radius, there's probably 3 restaurants I could think of at the top of my head right now that I could go to. But the 5 to 10 mile radius gives me like 100 nice restaurants that I could go to for dinner because I live in a central location where I can kind of explore and travel out other places. So the men complied, and then even one of them was like, oh, I found this lovely restaurant, but it's 12 miles away from the location you gave me, so I guess that's out. And I didn't even reply to that because obviously, yes, and he knew, and he sent another place, and that's where he made the reservation. I don't know how they were conversing and messaging on the app before they met, but from the jump, he already got the impression that she wants me enough where she's going to drive out of her way to meet me. So whatever she was doing, in my opinion, is completely wrong for women to do. He should have been begging for her attention, blowing up her Instagram, messaging her several times to get in contact him and to meet her wherever she'd like in the recommendation of food that she requested. Did he even ask her? Do we know? We don't know. Did he ask her what she likes to eat? Where would she like to go? What kind of vibes is she into? I doubt it. He probably picked the restaurant. He probably told her to come here at this time of day, and she probably said, okay. No, I'm only available on Thursday after between 6 and 8, and I prefer seafood in your flirty, feminine, creative way that you do it. But we're not going to be saying, oh yes, I'm available Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then he goes back and says, well, I'm not available Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm available Monday at 4, come meet me here and do that. That is completely wrong. We pick the time, the location, the food, and they come and meet our needs and our time constraint because we're busy. We got lots of things to do. We got plenty of options, okay? So keeping them chasing, keeping them coming after you. If you're always available, there's no more chase. There's no more of them coming to trying to meet you and fulfill your standards because you don't have any, or you didn't set them, or you didn't tell them in a way where it's not completely point blank and clear, but it's still, they're known. It's known. Your standards are known. I don't know how they went about that part, but it's looking a bit shaky, and I hope that things work out better, or she either divorces him and moves on, because I made a video about this, dating insecure men. And at the time I made that video, I thought that we could help them. And now that I've grown and I've dated more, you can't. You cannot help an insecure man become more secure in himself. That is something he has to do. And you're not going to stick around for it because it will blow up in your face, just like it did. Like he just told the whole world that Simone Biles chased him, and he was fighting her in a sense of, oh, I don't want to date you, and basically saying it, but then it's decided yes. So basically he's saying he took the low-hanging fruit off the tree that he didn't want, but he did it because it was easily accessible. It was he could reach and grab that bruised fruit, in his opinion. But she's not. I'm not saying that at all. She's, from what we know, she's amazing. But she might not know that in herself. That is the crazy thing. You can have all of these gold medals and be well world known, but if you don't know in your heart and in your confidence and your self-esteem that you are the catch, you are the prize, you are that bitch, okay, let's just say it, you are that girl, then the men are not going to treat you as such. And another reiterating, he thinks of that to himself because he was probably raised to think that way. It was probably pushed on him because of his looks to think that he is the best thing out there. And who knows what people have said to her. We know women, we are bullied a lot. All of us have gone through bullying. It's kind of like a self-growth development chapter. Everyone has had some sort of bullying, especially women. And for us, it seems like it's a little bit more harsh because women could be more harsh with our words. Men will scrap it out and be done with it. We women sometimes will go back and forth, especially when we're younger. Hopefully we're not still doing that kind of crap, but who knows what people were saying to her when she was younger and whatnot to make her think less than what she thinks of herself. And I'm not saying she does. She could think the most of herself. I have no idea. But from what this man is telling us, that is what I would have to assume, is that she does not think she is the catch. She doesn't think she is the best thing out there. And again, the last thing I'll say to wrap it all up, dating apps, no. 2, you are not meeting a man out of your 10-mile radius. If you live in somewhere where there's actual restaurants, if there's not, then maybe say 15-mile radius from a location, because you're not giving them your address, but you're giving them a central spot to not reach out of. 3, you are not approaching a man first, whether it's online or in person. If they don't have the confidence and self-esteem to do it themselves, then you don't want a guy like that. Because 1, he probably doesn't think you're his physical type, like he just said in that video. Basically, he didn't say it verbatim, but he was basically divulging that in his conversation. He also said he didn't know her. She was unknown to him, which is crazy. So he was basically lying, because how do you not know who she is? And then he was also saying that I am the one who should be getting approached. So that's why we don't approach them, because they're going to always think that in the relationship, like he's already telling us. And then the other thing I want to highlight with what I heard from that clip, you can't change an insecure man, a man with low confidence. He has to do that on his own, and you're not going to be in the relationship and staying around while he does it. You're going to move on to the next one, because from our channel, ladies, we want the providers. We want the wealthy men that have a lot going on, that would like to invest it in us. That's not them. They're not the ones going to do it, because they don't want you to be all that you can be. So they're not going to invest into you to make you a better, more successful, or wealthier woman, because it's going to make them feel smaller, and they're always going to remind you about it. They're always going to remind the whole world about it. That's all I have to say on that. We'll see how this relationship turns out. It usually doesn't turn out in a happy ending, but of course not all relationships are. They're just chapters. We don't possess people. We get to experience them for the time we have them, and for the time that we are intimate or in a relationship with them. And then when our relationship is over, they move on and go to the next person. And we don't always have to have relationships end in marriage. We break up and get someone better. That's fine too. Again, this is all opinion. These are not facts. I have no idea about anything personal about these people. I'm only speaking on what we just saw from that clip and what we know about Simone Biles. Do we know that other man? No. He's Mr. Biles to us. He's Simone Biles' husband, right? It's just a great example for this channel, because we love to divulge in relationships, in dating and to find us our provider men. Things, what not to do, right? This is all about what not to do. And this is definitely an example of something you don't want to do because it's not going to be beneficial for you as the woman. I'll see y'all in the next video. Make sure you like and subscribe. And of course, follow me on all my platforms at Fashion with Aisha. And I've been busy. That's why I haven't made a video in a couple of months. I've been working and I'm in school full-time esthetician school. I didn't tell y'all this, but if you follow me on TikTok, you would know because I've been posting about all the different treatments and skills that I'm learning in class. I'm so excited for this. This kind of ties in all of my recent goals and ideas that I've had for my life and my future businesses. So things are coming along. It's going great. I had this on my manifestation board to go to esthetician school. So it's here. It's happening. I feel great. I'm excited. I'm working at Sephora, and you all know I usually don't tell you where I'm working while I'm there. But if I get fired from someone reporting me for being on social media and saying something they don't agree with, whatever, it's Sephora. I'm a seasonal part-time sales associate, okay? Even though they've got me working a lot of hours, which I did go and recently change because I can't keep working late because it's holiday season, so they are open to 12 a.m. I can't keep working late and going to class the next morning. It's not working, so I had to just recently change and cut back some of my hours. But still, I'm still being scheduled at least, it's usually going on 20 to 30 hours a week, and I'm going to school. So, you know, it's cool. I'm learning a lot about the products and ingredients, which is great because it ties into my skincare that I'm learning about in school and the ingredients there. So I enjoy it. I'm able to help shade match people so I can become a better makeup artist. I'm able to use the right vocabulary and terminology when I'm speaking with people in Sephora about their skin to find them the perfect products that they're looking for. So it's great. That's what I've been up to. You all would know that if you follow me on TikTok because I always post lives when I'm in class and even at home when I'm getting ready to go out or do whatever I have to do for the night. And what else do I want to tell y'all? That's it. That's it for right now. I'll keep you all posted with anything current in my life. And if I have any more video ideas coming up, I definitely will share that as well. I'll see you. Bye.